And welcome, everyone. This is Chris and Tammy here. We'll be your host this evening. We're actually hosting right now from Toronto, Canada. Usually, well, for quite a while, we've been hosting from Daytona Beach, Florida. As many of you know, we're half the year we live in the United States. We absolutely love Florida, and we just don't do winters anymore. And in the summer, we come back right home here in Toronto. So this evening, we're going to be sharing with you an opportunity, not an opportunity, more on the product aspect of things, and at the same time, we'll be introducing a new product that was recently launched, and we'll touch also on a promotion that's going on with this wonderful, wonderful product. And we want to welcome you here this evening. My name again is Christian Jengra. I'll be hosting with my wife Tammy. And in a short presentation, we'll give you an overview of the Max products and what we have for you when it comes to your health.
Yeah, and let's start with health because that's the most important thing is really having an understanding. But unfortunately, most people in the world today are exposed with high pollution and a lot of toxins. And they suffer with high stress levels, poor diets, and lack of sleep. I think a lot of the times is we're always away from the family and we're not home, having that nice, healthy meals that we create every day. I know we do because we work from home, but it's most people are away from home. And unfortunately, according to the World Health Organization, the top two causes of death worldwide are heart disease and stroke and diabetes, kidney disease, and there's other leading causes as well. But it's just an awareness for all of us as we go into the aging process. I know when we're young, we think we're limitless, right? But the truth is, it starts going downhill. Our health at a young age, we just don't feel it. So yeah, it's important to have an abundance of health.
I agree. I mean, overall health, folks, depends of the health of your individual cells. At the
Mhm.
end of the day, if your cells are healthy, our bodies are healthy, and that's what we want to talk about.
Yeah, and it's glutathione that keeps our cells healthy. And I think in today's world, I think a lot of people heard of glutathione, and it's extremely important after food, water, and oxygen. The fourth thing that our cells need is glutathione. So we're going to spend a lot of time talking about that this evening.
Now, glutathione is a bit of a mouthful of a word, Tammy. Can you kind of give the folks here an idea of what glutathione is all about?
Absolutely. So we produce it naturally in every single cell of our bodies from head to toe. And it's our body's natural defense against toxins, pollution, actually everything that's attacking the cells. And every day our cells are being attacked. So we need to protect the cells. And it's glutathione that protects it against the free radical damage. And without glutathione, you're not going to live that long. So that's why it's so important. This word is so important. Even though we produce it as we age, we produce less and less, which we're going to talk about.
Yes, unfortunately, the nutrition that we're exposed to, the kind of enables, create a lot of situations. And the fact is, when we have optimal level of glutathiones, we have so many benefits. Name a few: is the immune system is stronger, reduces the inflammation in our cells. As you know, inflammation is associated to almost every single disease. We can't mention them because it's very political. And the people who create these pharmaceuticals to justify those diseases, they own the rights to those disease names that they create. The bottom line here, without getting too political here, is inflammation is the problem. So it helps slows down the aging process. We get better energy, better sleep, reduce stress, and better mental focus and clarity, which is so important. It also improves our performance, whether it is mental, physical. We get better stamina and recovery, so we can perform better, whether it is the gym, the classroom, the boardroom, folks, and even the bedroom, which is a very important aspect. Would you agree, Tammy?
Absolutely.
Putting
Healthy,
you on the
happy
spot
marriage,
here.
right? Healthy, happy relationship. So the bad news obviously is as we age, our glutathione levels they go down. We're producing less and less and less. And that's because of all the free radical damage, everything that's attacking our cells. And you can see at the age 20 on that chart, you can see that your oxidative stress is quite low compared to when you're hitting 60, 70, 80 years old. But it's important to have an abundance of glutathione, and you can see at the age 20 you got a pretty high level of glutathione, and then it starts going downhill, and then you get that oxidative stress that starts to pass that. That's danger zone, right? So it's important that we are proactive before these stages. So educating our kids has been interesting, to say the least.
To say the least. And by the way, just wanted to welcome MC here and Sylvie, Lucy, Marie-Paul, and Bill. Thank you for being here. And if any one of you joining us, feel free to mention that you're here and feel free to share your feedback and comment as we are presenting. So, folks, stress, poor diet, toxins, illness, alcohol, and other issues causes glutathione levels to go down even faster. And unfortunately, the environment we're exposed here today, it's kind of hard to avoid it. We do the best we can. But again, remember we said, if we don't have optimal level of glutathiones, our cells cannot remain healthy. And if your cells are, in fact, if you don't have enough glutathione in your cells to be able to neutralize the free radicals, well, our cells cannot remain healthy. And if that's the case, then your body cannot be healthy. So this is a really, really big problem. Would you agree, Tammy?
Oh, for sure. And you can see there's 74, probably more now, Chris. It's been a while since we said 74 medical conditions that are linked to lack of glutathione in the body. This picture doesn't even represent it. You see somebody who's very, very old, which is kind of normal to be in a wheelchair if they're not taking care of themselves. But look at the younger generation today, Chris. We walk around, whether we're in Florida or here, we walk around and we see the younger generation. They're not as healthy as they used to be when we were in our 20s and 30s. So it's such a big concern today because of the food. And I think the stress levels are very, very high. A lot of anxiety, a lot of issues, in which causes sleep issues as well. So I think it's really important that people understand this word, glutathione.
I agree. See, we've heard how important glutathione is. So why don't we just get more of it? Why is it that it's not something that we hear within the medical realm? It's always been a challenge. In fact, if you take the glutathione pill, and I know that it's been promoted in especially certain countries, it's a big marketing word, glutathione. The problem is it cannot reach the organ cells. It breaks down within the digestive tract. So at the end of the day, it can't really do much if you try to consume it, because it is completely destroyed if it's not properly put together. And that's what we want to talk to you about when we go back to our patent RiboCeine solution. And the fact is, you can also do intravenous, right? You can actually introduce glutathione right into the bloodstream. But the glutathione is like a golf ball compared to my fist. And the glutathione has to live inside my fist. So a golf ball can't fit inside here, inside my meaning. So the fact here is it still will have an impact because it's going to be roaming around the cells and it's going to do what it can, but it will dissipate and dilute over time. And it's also expensive and it's not really convenient. You have to set an appointment with your doctor. And again, where you live, it may not be available. So the fact here is the big question, the key question is, how can we elevate the glutathione level into your bloodstream, knowing that is so important?
Yeah, and my favorite part is this slide. Max International is the only company that has this solution called RiboCeine, and it's a breakthrough in science. It raises glutathione within the cells, which Chris was just sharing with you how important it is, because it's a really simple formula. You've got D-ribose and you've got cysteine. And I'm not going to go really sciencey, but the ribose is like a simple sugar that protects the integrity of the cysteine. Cysteine is needed for the body to make glutathione. So it passes the digestive system and it goes directly into the cell. And the D-ribose is utilized to give you energy. So anybody who takes this formula, usually the first week they go, oh my gosh, my energy is so much better. And then of course it starts to clean up. I always say it's like a scrub brush in every single cell. It's getting rid of all the bad guys out of your system.
I totally agree, and this is the gentleman who left us an incredible legacy. RiboCeine was created by the late Dr. Robert T. Nagasawa. He was an amazing man, over 45 years of professorship, who spent over 25 years of his life in a scientific research of what we're about to introduce to you here, which is RiboCeine. He's created over 54 peer reviews, and and at the end of the day, what he created in producing glutathione right now, it's over 300% more than the most effective supplements, which we also own, which is deviated from the Max GXL, which stands for Maximum Glutathione Accelerator. This is when we started 18 years ago with Max International. That's what we were exposed to. And that was the cysteine. And now the RiboCeine is the Bentley, the upgrade. And that's what we want to introduce to you as we're introducing our products here. RiboCeine is truly a scientific breakthrough that solves a real problem in the world today. Because it is only available at Max, that's the only place that you can actually access these wonderful products. It's one of the reasons why we're still in business despite everything that's been going on in the world. And the fact is, and there's more coming, and we look forward to share that with you here today. So Tammy, why don't we start with introducing our products here?
Yeah, so we're just going to share a few of our products with you, specifically the RiboCeine technology, a couple products that we're going to mention, and then we're going to share a little bit about the new product that we're super excited about. So, as you can see, the product is halal approved, it's BSCG certified, which means banned substance control group, which means professional athletes can get their blood tests and compete professionally without any issues at all. And we've got so many professional athletes, Chris and I personally, on these products, and it's amazing how their performance level went to another level. But they said more than anything, it was the recovery, which is really, really important for Olympic athletes.
And in fact, this particular product here, this is the MaxOne. This is pure ribosine. There is no other ingredients in there. And you can see here that it's amazing to detoxify the body, energy, stamina, strengthen, stress reduction, mental focus, sleep, healthcare, or should say skincare, and so much more, folks. At the end of the day, as you elevate glutathione production, you reduce inflammation. And if you recall, inflammation is associated to probably almost every problem human beings deal with today. Not just human beings, but everything living. And the fact is, the more you increase the glutathione, the more you reduce the inflammation. So as you consume these products, you may start feeling a whole lot better because the body is better equipped to deal with the free radicals that are, in fact, the reason why the inflammation is high based on our nutritional habits.
Yeah, and just so you know, the MaxOne, they're just really, really tiny capsules. You take one in the morning and one
Yeah.
mid-afternoon. Simple, simple, simple. And the Cellgevity, like Chris said, I mean, the RiboCeine is the Bentley, but Cellgevity is the RiboCeine, which is in the MaxOne. Plus, you have 12 synergistic components, as you can see on the slide. Very, very important components for anti-inflammatory and yeah, so it's really antioxidant as well. So this one, you take 2 capsules in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. Mid-afternoon is when Chris and I take ours, and you just let it work. The key is to drink a good glass of water when you're taking supplements. So you know the capsules open up. By the way, vegan capsules, they open up and allow the product to do what it does best.
Totally agree. Now, what we're getting into right now is the new products. Now, folks, we're not scientists. We are consumers, but we've done our homework, and we're going to share with you what these wonderful products are all about. You can see here Dr. Nicole Avina and Dr. Stephen Gabriel. These guys are very, very credible, and are behind what we're about to share with you here. And as we get more experience in sharing the details, we'll get all the inside scoop. As a matter of fact, Tammy and I are going to Mexico to meet some of the executive corporate members to talk about Max 2.0. So that's going to be exciting. And the new website, all the new stuff coming in. I really, really look forward to that. People are constantly asking Tammy and I, how can I access these products? How can we have, and we look forward to show you all of that. And these two products that we're going to talk to you about right now are available in Canada and the United States only at the moment. It will eventually be available all over the world. But keep that in mind as we're sharing this. We're going to share with you a little promotion that's going on at the moment. So, Tammy, why don't we cover the Max GLP-1?
Yeah. First of all, I'm going to share with you GLP-1, what it means. So, if for those of you who've never heard of that, and then we're going to share the Max GLP-1 product. So, GLP-1 stands for Glucagon-Like Peptide-1, and it's a hormone that's produced in your intestines, and its response to food intake. And it plays a crucial role in regulating your blood sugar levels by stimulating insulin secretion, and it reduces glucagon release, and it slows down the gastric emptying. And this combination helps lower your blood sugar levels, which is really important, and it promotes that feeling fullness. So let me share our product, which we're super excited about. We launched it. It's been about 3 months now, and we have a couple of incredible friends who are going to share a couple stories. I'm just blown away on the results that they're getting. So the Max GLP-1, it's a premium weight management solution that works with your body to naturally boost your GLP-1 levels and helping you to manage those cravings. It increases and supports your metabolism and to achieve your sustainable weight loss goal. And it's not something that overnight you're going to lose a ton of weight. We always like to keep it real. You see a lot of stuff on social media that is absolutely inaccurate, but people buy it anyways, and because they just see this, person with this dramatic result, only to find out, it didn't do what they saw in the pictures. But anyways, I just wanted to let you know it takes time to not just lose melt fat in the body, but it's to keep it off, which is absolutely critical. And here are the four main components. And we're just learning how to say the words. But sorghum is an antioxidant, and it's also muscle recovery. Chris and I train all the time, so we really appreciate muscle recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also fiber. It's a fiber-rich nutrient, and it supplies fiber, B vitamins. I know it's not showing here, minerals, plant-based protein. So I was doing my homework just to understand a little bit about each ingredient. And then the uranimin, that is, it's proven to boost your GLP-1, and it supports healthy glucose, and it's also an anti-inflammatory. And then you've got the chromium picolinate. Did I say that right?
Try to say that 3 times in a
I
row.
know it reduces your hunger cravings. You'll notice when you get on, that's one of the big things that I notice is I just wasn't hungry, but it's important to eat and to eat the right foods, which I love about Max, because when you get on these products, they'll send you messages on how to maintain your health and healthy eating and all of this stuff too. It supports your blood sugar levels, and your cholesterol, balances your cholesterol. And then the Pozibio, that is, it preserves your gut lining, which is really, really important. Anybody who has leaky gut, you need to get on this product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it strengthens your gut barriers. It reduces the permeability, which is known as your leaky gut. Okay, and it reduces age-related inflammation. We're getting up there in age, so it's important that we take care of that as well. So there's really, really good components inside this product. We did our due diligence, and we're on the product. And they recently launched something really exciting that Chris gets to share with you all of you tonight.
And just bear with me here, folks. We're not scientists, we're our consumers, but I'm telling you, I'm actually wearing one of them
Yeah,
here. I
I
don't know if you
stuck
can hear
mine
it.
here
You can
today.
see the
Yeah.
little patch here, right? As I'm showing off my big muscles. And it's really designed to support the Max GLP-1. Um, so let me tell you exactly what it shares. And there's a lot of science behind this, as a matter of fact, and information that I share with the team. But let me share with you what I think it's easy to absorb. Is it's a patch that delivers a powerful blend of energy supporting nutrients directly to the skin, bypassing the digestive tract, right? So in other words, it is fast and sustained results. It contains the L-carnitine and alpha lipoic acid, works at the cellular level to support energy, metabolism, and mitochondria function. Now, the ashwagandha,
Ashwagandha
right,
extract. Yeah,
extract
that's
helps your body to adapt to stress and
mm,
maintain balance.
yeah.
While decaffeinated green tea extract and quercetin provide antioxidant supports and promote cellular vitality. The B vitamins round out the formula. As a matter of fact, essential for converting food into energy and supports nervous system health. Together, this targeted combinations help you stay energized, focus, and balance all day. No pills, no crash, and just clean and consistent energy. And Tammy and I, in fact, were talking about that this morning,
Yeah.
where it's often you wake up in the morning and you feel fatigued. Interestingly enough, when I'm on the patch, and it works for 12 hours. And as a matter of fact, let me read this here. Why a patch? Basically, smarter delivery, better results. It's superior absorption, nutrients delivered directly through the skin into the bloodstream. Consistent results, avoid potency loss common with pills and drinks and the digestive system. Sometimes, folks, depending on what's going on in your gut, a lot of time you might be consuming pills and supplements that are not absorbed, but
Mhm.
it's directly in the skin, which makes me think, if we're wearing clothes that contains petroleum, you know what I mean? I could just imagine all of these things that we don't think about. But that makes me think of that. So how important it is, understanding the skin absorbs everything. No side effect, eliminates upset stomachs, crashes, and midday fatigue. Convenient application. It's easy. Once a daily application. No mixing, no measuring, no redosing. Ideal for busy lifestyles. It's basically travel friendly, hassle free, sustained release. Provide a steady time release supply for nutrients and enhance performance. Support consistent energy, focus, and stamina. Balance energy, avoid the energy spike and slump common with traditional supplements. So at the end of the day, we're not saying supplements are not good, because we love our supplements. But now we're combining this with where the skin absorbs the nutrients, which combined with the Max GLP-1. I really look forward to the long-term results. Tammy and I've been we've ordered this product. In fact, the company sent us a quick sample before it was
It's
ready
been
to
a
be.
couple weeks, right? We've been
Yeah,
on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I noticed within 2 days that my energy level had increased because I hit a certain part of my evening where I'm done. My brain's finished. I'm done. Enough. It's time to go to bed. But I noticed that throughout the day, my energy level maintained, and I wasn't tired at that hour. So that's pretty cool.
I totally agree. So, Tammy, let's shift over. We have two wonderful guests, a wonderful couple, and they look fantastic.
I
So, Tammy, I'm
know.
going to let you do the introduction.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're an amazing, amazing couple. We've known them for so many years. Beth and Chuck Stone out of Indiana. And yeah, I'd love to hear your results. I know you shared a little bit with us, but share with the audience what's going on with the new product. And maybe one of you want to share a little bit about the Cellgevity or MaxOne.
Sure. I can go first. First of all, thank you so much for sharing all that information about the new products. That's very exciting. And I'm very grateful you were saying all of those big words because
I know they're a bit,
We
they're a
have to
mouthful.
learn.
have to study. But it actually reminded me, 14 years ago when I sat in a meeting with my brother and I heard the words, glutathione and RiboCeine for the first time. And those were big new words. And I've learned a lot over the past 14 years.
Mhm.
And I feel called to briefly share my brother's story. As I sat in that meeting with him that night, he was facing a terminal illness. And he did not hesitate. He bought MaxOne immediately that night and started taking it right away. And his story is short. He passed away 2.5 months later, but his testimony is very powerful. He told us he had more energy. He told us it helped to reduce the side effects from treatments that he'd had, which enabled him to work and still take care of his family. And they went on a vacation together. So um, I feel that there's somebody out there who needed to hear that tonight.
Mhm.
My journey is much longer. I've been blessed to be able to take these products for 14 years. Um, Cellgevity has been a huge blessing. I feel like inflammation is something that I've dealt with my whole life. And Cellgevity definitely helps to keep that inflammation down, and it helps my body to heal and recover. So I'm very grateful for that. Um, Also, the immune system support. I'm a speech therapist. I work with very young children in their homes and in daycares, and lots of germs. I'm exposed to a lot of germs, and I know that Cellgevity helps to keep my body strong, and so I don't get run down by those. And then the energy that you were just commenting on energy, and even with the Cellgevity, I can get through long days and I don't need caffeinated drinks. And I'm really grateful for that. So we have not tried the patches yet. I've ordered them, but I don't have patches yet. The GLP-1 I started taking about 3 months ago,
Mhm.
and when it first came out, and I'm at about 7 pounds 7 inches.
Cool.
Wow.
I'm very
Good for you.
excited to add the patch to that.
Yeah, it makes a difference when you add the patch.
All right, Chuck, your turn.
All right. Well, I'm Chuck. I'm 56 years old, and I started on the Max products about 14 years ago. At that time, I was dealing with a health situation that was not going in the right direction. And thank God that Beth told me to take this stuff because I had no choice in the matter. And I was dealing with, aches and pains, weight gain, all the things that premature aging brings on when when you're dealing with some side effects from pharmaceuticals I was taking for some health issues that cropped up in my 20s. I had brain fog. I had, I no stamina, no energy. We had young kids at the time, and it was just a trying time. So when these products, I started taking them, and all those things just dissipated, and I was able to, you know, my job requires a lot of mental focus, and so that's really been a big blessing. Um, the Cellgevity has given me the energy to maintain a lifestyle that I can be active, where I wasn't as much before that. Um, and also, I've been taking the products for weight loss, and that's been huge as well. And now, recently, with the GLP-1, has really been awesome. So I've lost 12 pounds in the last 3 months. I've lost a total of 11 inches, almost 5 in my waist. So I'm getting closer to my target weight. Like Beth said, we just ordered the patches, so I'm kind of looking forward to taking it to the next level. And usually, it's the last 10 to 15 pounds getting closer to my target that are the hardest to lose. And so maybe the patch will push me over that point. So I'm looking forward to that, and I encourage anybody to test out these awesome products that Dr. Nagasawa has given us.
You both look fantastic, by the way. I was just
No.
telling you, you guys are looking really, really good. I should have shaved. I realized. and and
This is the
here,
hair I got, so I got to keep this much.
sorry about that. Remove that. That one thing I wanted to share, and I shared the link here on the chat. And there's a really cool promotion here where, by the way, you can get, usually I get to 90-day, because Tammy and I were both consumers. It's
Mm.
a really good price, 30% saving, where you get 3 months of the patches and you get 3 months of the GLP-1, or you can get the 2 months, 25%. So, and this site is so user friendly, folks. It was so easy. It's like an Amazon order. You just place your order. You put your ID number in there once you go through the process, and it's as simple as that. So I just thought of kind of plugging that in as you guys were sharing. The fact here is we have such amazing products. Tammy and I swear by it. We actually love the way we feel on them. I wouldn't want to live a day without them. I agree with you, Beth and Chuck. It is such an important. I'm 59. I'm going to be 60 in about 6 months from now, and I know I'm just catching up my wife. And
Yeah,
she
I just turned 62 in
she's my
June.
sugar
So
mama.
nobody believes any of us how old we are, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, when I shave, I do look a little younger. But the fact here is, these products are absolutely fantastic and phenomenal. And we train like 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. We lift some heavy weights, and the fact is, as we age, muscles density and a bone density, everything reduces. So it's so important to keep training, so that stays. That it stays with us as we age. I want to age gracefully and not having, like you saw those pictures in the wheelchair. And I saw my dad with mild dementia and everything else. My dad was, we're born with sugar and maple syrup and all that stuff. We got to be careful with all these things, especially today. You think milk is healthy. There's tons of sugar in this stuff, and it's no wonder I love milk so much. And that's the thing. But guys, your testimony was absolutely fantastic. I really, really appreciate coming here. And Tammy, is there anything else we want to share as we end?
For those of you who are listening in this evening, and you're learning about this presentation from somebody, make sure you get back to them so that they can guide you on placing an order, or maybe even answering some of your questions that you might have. And if you're just popping into the channel, you happen to see this presentation, want to connect with Chris and I, just make a quick comment and we'll get back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So everybody have yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening. This presentation is saved on that channel that you're watching right now. The next time you click on that link, it'll be the recording of that particular presentation. We do them every 2 weeks. I know that on the 31st of July, Tammy and I are going to be traveling. We're going to Mexico for a few days to meet with the executive of Max International to talk about what's coming and everything else, which we'll be doing probably a Zoom session, inviting everybody to listen in, maybe with the corporate members, and announce everything that's going to be shared. So have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you very much for, again, Beth and Chuck, for the wonderful testimonies, and thank you for the feedback here, guys. And I noticed that Bill was also here, and Robert, thanks for joining in. And I know, Maripol, you placed an order, and Sylvia, this is awesome. So everybody have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.